Basic principles for an effective integrity management program.
In this section, we will discuss which specific factors truly effective integrity management should be based on. We use the descriptor truly effective in this context in a slightly provocative manner. The reason is that having observed so many ethical failures in companies that claim to have effective compliance programs aligned with the requisite legal systems, for example, U.S. sentencing guidelines, it appears to us that such programs did not address the key drivers that affect managerial behavior. Later, we will suggest an organizational framework and a series of principles for an integrity and compliance management program. The specific functional responsibilities for integrity management can be drawn from these principles. One of the most essential responsibilities of the executive team and the board of directors of a company is to establish firm-specific, values-based standards that are relevant and understandable by employees. Even the most comprehensive policy framework will not necessarily assure responsible behavior when the standards are written in technical legal language only and when they are too lengthy for employees to comprehend or even read. It typically drives negative reactions in employees, including hostility and sarcasm, when it becomes obvious that policies were established with the sole purpose of representing a legal line of defense for the company instead of being drafted for the purpose of facilitating good decision-making. It is the responsibility of every single individual within the firm to follow these standards and to make decisions that are in line with the internal values and standards. The executive team and operational management are then ultimately responsible for promoting, monitoring, and enforcing the adherence to these standards. This responsibility cannot be delegated or outsourced, especially not to an integrity and compliance department, because ensuring compliance is not the responsibility of a separate department with, often, only limited insights due to incomplete information and sometimes limited execution power. Instead, in the interest of accountability, the monitoring responsibility rests with the top management of the organization. Consequently, an integrity and compliance department should not approve or sign off on business transactions for integrity compliance. Rather, it should be called upon by management for consultation and advice in dilemma situations or in cases of ethical doubt. Also, the Integrity and Compliance Department should not be made responsible for monitoring specific business transactions, as proposed in many descriptions of the roles and responsibilities of the Integrity Management Function 37, because we believe that integrity management and compliance are genuine management tasks in the execution of core business and daily transactions. Therefore, these should not be delegated away. Similar to the overarching responsibility of top management, every department should be responsible for ensuring that business is being conducted in line with internal standards, values, and laws. Delegating this monitoring is bad practice because separating business process responsibilities and integrity and compliance responsibilities increases compliance risks. 38 In such a scenario, the risk preferences of an individual actor would be split from rewards that might be generated if the business objectives are achieved. This is fundamentally opposite to the economic paradigm that suggests that earnings have to be allocated where the risk is taken for a specific transaction. The global economic crisis of 2008, which was triggered, to large extent, by a huge decoupling of risks and rewards in financial transactions and bonus systems, 39 made it clear why an integrated approach is essential. Department managers should be actively supported in the task of ensuring responsible business practices by functions as they develop and implement processes, systems, and tools to train employees in responsible behaviors and to audit compliance with internal standards and regulations. The responsibility of the Integrity and Compliance Department is to develop an integrity program that supports management in ensuring ethical and legal business conduct. Such a program is a catalyst for establishing, promoting, and enforcing ethical standards through adequate processes and activities. Its success is based on ethical leadership, executed by all relevant layers of management, and by an effective organizational culture that includes a climate of speaking up, skills training to balance ethical, legal, and economic factors, values-based pay for performance, and ethics-sensitive recruitment and career progression. In 2008, KPMG, 40 in a large sample study, identified basic drivers of misconduct, including pressure to achieve business goals, being paid for just making the numbers, as well as a general lack of specific evidence for the fact that following ethical standards was being taken seriously. When these drivers are combined with the fact that most employees see training as being useful for understanding pertinent integrity standards, and that few firms provide such training, this problem adds to the persistent and surprisingly frequent occurrences of new integrity crises.